All right, let's now shift our attention to what is happening in the state of Israel, where Israel has now approved two separate contentious plans for both occupied Palestinian territories. The first plan is, of course, for the military takeover of the Gaza City, and the other one is this controversial expansion of these illegal settlements in occupied Palestinian territories of the West Bank, where Hamas does not even exist. Now, earlier in the day, the Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz approved the military's plan for the takeover of Gaza City in the besieged Gaza Strip. The Israeli Defense Forces have now named this operation to be Gideon's Chariots 2, which comes in continuation of the first part of Israel's military plan, which was earlier carried out in the month of May. And this is the kind of city that it now wants to take over, a complete tent city that's been reduced to rubble due to this incessant campaign of bombings over the course of the last 22 months. Now, according to reports, the IDF will now be releasing about 50,000 call-up orders for these Israeli reservists to make up for the operational demands. This is in addition to the thousands of reservists who are already serving within the Israeli army. Ahead of this operation, the Israeli forces are continuing with their ongoing, relentless bombardment in several parts of the Gaza Strip. Just hours ago, there were plumes of smoke that were witnessed over Khan Yunis, as thousands of Palestinians are again facing displacement from the tent camps that they have set up. Now, the Israeli plan, the controversial plan, is to move the 2 million surviving Palestinians who live in the Gaza Strip, 90% of whom are displaced, many of them over and over again. And Israel's push is to carry on with its military plans comes despite rising international criticism for the war-induced starvation and other crises in the Gaza Strip. The Gaza's health ministry has said that the Israeli onslaught has killed more than 62,000 Palestinians in the occupied territory, many of whom, an overwhelming majority of whom, happen to be women and young children. The Gaza City takeover plan, which several leaders and critics have called a clear case of occupation, has received the green signal by the Israeli cabinet despite progress in the truce talks. Hamas has given a positive response to the proposed brokered proposal put forth by the Israelis and the Americans. But now Israel has remained silent, with officials saying that they are contemplating on the various clauses. And amongst the civilians in the Gaza Strip, there is some hope about the possibility of a truce, although the optimism is backed with a lot of cautiousness.
For 23 months, there has been no one to rely on. Not Israel, not Hamas, not the Palestinian parties. Arab countries, not even foreign ones, don't care about us. All we can rely on is God, but regarding optimism, there is no hope at all.
Now, Israel's offensive is not just limited to the Gaza Strip. The country is also eyeing for ground operations in a different kind of occupied West Bank. Now, Israel's Higher Planning Committee of Civil Administration has given the final approval for the controversial E1 settlement project, which will expand these illegal settlements in Palestinian lands. The proposal now involves building 3,400 more housing units between Jerusalem and the Ma'ale Adumim Israeli settlement in occupied West Bank. The far-right ministers in Netanyahu's government have hailed this contentious project. Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich has said, and I quote him here, "The Palestinian state is being erased from the table, not by slogans, but by our deeds. Every settlement and every Israeli neighborhood and every Israeli housing unit is another nail in the coffin of the Palestinian state." Now, critics have called this plan an effort to sabotage political solution for the Palestinian statehood and a severe threat to territorial integrity for the Palestinians.